Some of the greatest mysteries don't start in a lost tomb or a forgotten temple. They begin in the most unexpected places. Imagine this. It's March 1974. A small brush fire has just swept across a patch of woodland on Fort George Island, Florida. The Betz family, Antoine, Jerry, and their son Terry, are out surveying the damage. The air is still thick with the smell of smoke. The ground is a patchwork of black ash and green grass. They're walking through the charred landscape when something catches their eye. It's a glint of metal, a perfect reflection against the blackened earth. What they found that day would ignite a mystery that still puzzles us decades later. There, nestled in the scorched soil, was a sphere. It was perfectly smooth, without a single seam or weld mark to betray how it was made. The object was about the size of a bowling ball, roughly 8 inches in diameter and surprisingly heavy, weighing in at a solid 22 pounds. Its surface was a curious metallic silver, so polished that it reflected the sky. The true nature of the sphere revealed itself in the most casual of ways. One afternoon, Terry was in his room, strumming his guitar. As he played a chord, something incredible happened. The sphere, which had been sitting motionless on the floor, began to vibrate. It seemed to hum with a low, throbbing sound, almost as if it were responding to the music. Intrigued, Terry played another chord, and again the sphere vibrated. It wasn't just a random rattle. It felt like a direct response. This was the first sign that the Betz family was dealing with something far beyond a simple piece of metal. Their strange souvenir had a personality. From that day forward, the sphere's behavior grew even more bizarre. The family discovered that it could move on its own. If they rolled it across the floor, it would often stop, change direction, and roll back to the person who pushed it, like a loyal pet. It seemed to navigate around obstacles in the room, avoiding furniture as if it had some internal guidance system. The Betz family watched in a mixture of awe and growing unease. This wasn't just a ball with an unusual center of gravity. It seemed to possess a will of its own, an intelligence that defied any logical explanation they could come up with. Word of the mysterious sphere began to spread. The story was just too good to keep quiet. Reporters flocked to the Betz home, eager to witness the strange object for themselves. A photographer from the Jacksonville Journal documented the sphere rolling on its own, seemingly proving the family's incredible claims. The story went from a local curiosity to a national sensation. This newfound attention brought a wave of experts, self-proclaimed experts. Everyone wanted a crack at solving the puzzle. The Betz family, now overwhelmed and a bit spooked, agreed to let scientists and even the military take a look. The first serious investigation was conducted at the Jacksonville Naval Air Station. The Navy's top scientists subjected the sphere to a series of rigorous tests. They bombarded it with powerful X-rays, hoping to see what was inside. The results were baffling. The X-ray machine, which could penetrate thick steel, couldn't get a clear image of the sphere's core. It appeared to have a dense shell about a half-inch thick, capable of withstanding immense pressure. They did, however, detect smaller spherical objects inside the main orb, which seemed to be surrounded by a halo of material with a different density. With scientific explanations falling short, theories began to run wild. A probe, a piece of a UFO, a communication device. Proponents pointed to its seamless construction, its bizarre behavior, and the military's inability to identify it. They argued the movements were too intelligent and purposeful to be a natural phenomenon. For every extraordinary theory, there is a more mundane one. The most prominent one, a stainless steel ball valve from a large piece of industrial equipment. Side-by-side comparison, Betz sphere and a ball valve. He suggested its perfect balance and weight could allow it to roll erratically on an uneven floor, and the rattling sounds could be metal shavings left over from the manufacturing process. This explanation seemed plausible to some, but it didn't fully account for why the sphere would change direction, or return to its owner, or seemingly respond to music. Today, the Betz mystery sphere has all but vanished. After the initial media frenzy died down, the family retreated from the public eye, and the sphere's location became unknown. What do you think it was? The expedition is far from over.